y'all. My name is Whitney Nicely, and I am a real estate broker, auctioneer, and investor. I run a free Facebook group for people who are interested in getting started in real estate investing. So every Wednesday, I do Ask Whit Wednesday, and I cover all the questions that they have involving regular real estate investing, and apartments. I mean, anything and everything you can ask me. So on this video, I'm going to cover a whole bunch of different topics, or actually, on this video, I'm going to cover one topic, and that topic is
Whitney, I don't have any time. I have a job, I have a kid, I have a husband, or I don't have a husband. I have church, I have a mom that needs me, I have a hobby, I have a license, I don't have a license. I'm trying to do all these different things and make dinner and stay sane. So what is going to be my best marketing method? Because I can't get out there and create a whole lot of massive action. I just don't have time. All right, this was the question that was presented to me. And I want to tell you, if you don't have a lot of time, I really want you to look, and this is going to hurt a little bit. I want you to look at what you're spending your time on. Are you watching Game of Thrones? Are you binge watching Netflix? Are you on Facebook and, hanging out and watching tons of videos and cat videos and all sorts of other stuff? Do you spend 30 minutes a day in the morning while you're getting ready watching the news, and then 30 minutes every night when you get home watching the news? What are you doing in 24 hours? I know you have a job. I know you're trying to keep up with, everything I put out there. And I know that you're trying to, be a good mom or be a good husband and all these things. I understand that. And I hear this all the time, but Whitney, I just need to relax. I watch the news to relax. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. But somebody out there isn't relaxing. Somebody out there isn't watching the news for an hour every day. Somebody out there is canceling their TV, they're blocking their Facebook, they're posting on Craigslist twice as much as you are, they're putting out more bandit signs than you are. Somebody out there is outworking you. You have enough time to do this. Okay, one thing that I think people kind of forget, or maybe I don't say enough, is that when I started buying houses, I had 4 jobs. I had 4 jobs, all trucking jobs, all trucking related, okay? I was working my tail off 26 hours a week, and then I had a boyfriend in Atlanta who had 2 kids in travel ball. So my weekends were shot. I was spending 6 to 8 hours a week in the car. That's a full day that I was spending in the car. I was working for the rest of the week. I had 4 jobs, and I still found time to go buy houses. I still found time to send out yellow letters. I still found time to do things that were going to get me into sellers' houses. I quit going out to dinner with my girlfriends because I was wasting 2 or 3 hours a week when I could have been looking at 2 or 3 different houses.
And let me chime in on this too, because I've always had a corporate job and found time to do it. A good time for me was, I would go eat lunch every day, and I didn't work a standard punch a clock. I had a lot of flexibility. We might go out for an hour and a half lunch. It might be a 2-hour lunch, whatever. Wasting a lot of time doing that. I mean, I enjoyed the camaraderie with some of my peers and teammates and stuff like that. But I found that, midday and my lunchtime was a good place for me to do a little bit of research or order my Melissa data list or whatever the case may be. And, I hear a lot of people say, well, but Jason, you guys have kind of got your stuff on autopilot. That's easy for you to say. First of all, it's truly not on autopilot. Many pieces of it are. But the second thing is, it's taken a long time to get to where we are today. I mean, people talk about, well, should I go hire a VA? Okay, you can hire a VA, but I'm telling you right now, you're going to have to train them. If you want the same success and conversion rates, you have to train them. A script is good, but they have to know the levels of enthusiasm, and they have to know trigger points, and they have to know all of these other things that you're not going to be able to teach them if you haven't done it yourself. So, you're going to have to take some time to learn this. And then once you've kind of got it down pat, then you can begin to hire a VA, and you can kind of have them shadow you. They can hear your conversations. They can tell, which way they need to go to lead the conversations and things like that. But, this is not a business where I can just go hire a VA and they're going to want it, they're going to do it from day one the way that I want it to be done and the way that it needs to be done. You're going to have to put in the time there. And like Whitney said, she's not going to sugarcoat it. So I'm not either. If you say you don't have the time, you probably shouldn't get into it. You're probably not going to be very successful, and which is going to lead to frustration. And there's really no other way around that.
And one of the things is when I get on these calls with people, before I let them into my group or let them into my one-on-one program, I make sure, hey, this is going to take like 10 to 15 hours a week. Do you have 10 to 15 hours you can give me and give your sellers for the next 12 weeks to make sure this is going to happen? And people tell me yes. And then 2 weeks later, they're like, oh, but I don't have the time. Well, you told me you could find 10 to 15 hours a week. All right? It's going to take at least 10 to 15 hours a week. I'm sorry, but it is. It takes work. It's not.
In the beginning.
Yeah, in the beginning it is. Now, right, we've got it rolling to where we can go out and do it. But in the beginning, it's going to take some work. It's going to take some time. So 3 things that you can do. We really need some blinds. Look how washed out we look. Hey, 3 things that you can do fast, down, and dirty is y'all are on Facebook. We're doing a 7-day free Facebook lead challenge next week. I've given you 2 homework assignments so far. I'm going to give you a 3rd homework assignment tomorrow. You need to do your homework so that next week when we get into our lead challenge, it just pops off and we can start getting those leads coming in, okay? This is a free lead challenge that we're going to do here in the group next week. So get your homework, get it going, get the pictures that I tell you you're going to need because you're going to use them next week. All right. Second thing that you can do, if you want to spend some time and energy and money, you can send out yellow letters. You can just get a list. Jason mentioned Melissa Data earlier. You can get a list of addresses. You can send out letters. You can take calls and then go see sellers. That's a really good thing to do. I did a video for the Rockstars earlier this morning on small business expos also, because that's one of the things that I did when I got started. The county that I was in was having a small business expo where they needed vendors, they needed people. And think, if your county doesn't have a small business expo, they've got a strawberry festival or a tomato festival or a homecoming festival or whatever, and they're looking for vendors. They're looking for people who will say, here's $100, let me talk to the people that you're going to have at this thing. And from that weekend that I donated a whole weekend of my life, okay? And I said, I'm going to tell people I buy houses. I filled out probably 100 lead sheets that week. Half of them were crap, but I filled them out because I needed to practice filling out my lead sheet. I needed to practice giving my one-liner. I needed to practice finding, listening, detecting motivated sellers. So I did that, and you can do that too, all right? Do a small business expo. You will get leads. I got 3 houses out of that. I bought 3 houses from one weekend worth of work. So if you don't have a lot of time, maybe you can send the kids to grandma's or send them to your ex-wife or your ex-husband's. And instead of using that time to veg out and go on a girls trip, maybe you ask a girlfriend to come help you man a booth and get leads. That's a great way to use a weekend, is to donate it, immerse yourself, get some leads, get in there, get like down and dirty in the trenches and get some leads coming in.